What up, YouTube? I got a battle against hlaalu93 for Team Equinox tourney round 2. If I win, I go round 3. Yeah, you guys can add. I lead off with Roserade. He leads off with Uxie, and I hit off a Sleep Powder. Thankfully, it hits. And now I am, I guess, winning. So yeah, he's going to switch out and just do what Roserade does best, which is lay up some toxic spikes. So I'm going to switch into Swampert, because Swampert pretty much counters any kind of Registeel, unless you got like Hidden Power Grass, which I'm figuring this thing doesn't have. So he's going to withdraw, obviously, and I'm just going to set my Stealth Rocks up, and he's going to waste a turn of sleep on his Uxie. So I'm going to go back into Roserade. He's going to get... No, I lied. Alright. So I'm going to hit up another Toxic Spikes while he sleeps. He's going to get the second turn Wake, I guess. Go for a Psychic. It's going to do a lot, I guess. Yeah, that would qualify as a lot. Going to get the Sleep Powder off. And yeah. Thankfully it hits. And now I'm going to go into God. Hopefully, yeah. I figured he would switch, expecting me to be like Dragon Dance, maybe, because, you know, Dragon Dance is kind of ridiculously overpowered. But he decides to stay in, I guess, predicting the Pursuit. Should have gone for Crunch. I do get a crit. Yeah. So I'm going to go Pursuit again. It's going to leave him at right there. But he's going to wake up and get his rocks up, which I assume is why he stayed in, hoping to, yeah, get rocks up. He's going to faint. And, yeah, he's going to go into Registeel. And I don't see any reason not to go back into Swampert. But apparently there was, because he's going to predict that switch and go into Starmie. Now, I was worried about Grass Knot, because my Starmie, as some of you know, has Grass Knot. But I see Leftovers, and I'm like, okay. Even if he has Grass Knot, not really worried. I'm going to go into Rotom just in case he goes for Rapid Spin, because I don't want to lose. Oh, gotcha, bitch. So, yeah, he goes for Rapid Spin. Obviously, it doesn't affect me. And he is going to have to switch. So here's where it starts getting a little kinky. He's going to get Toxic in his Mamoswine, and I'm going to go for Trick. And I'm going to give him a Choice Scarf, and I'm going to get a Choice Band, which is not really what I want on a Rotom. So he kind of got the better deal out of that part. But I'm going to go into Roserade just to see what he does, and he's going to go for Earthquake. So obviously that means he predicted my switch, although I kind of had to switch. Yeah, okay. So Sandstorm rages, and yeah, I'm going to go back into Rotom. And now I know he has to switch, so I'm going to get rid of this Choice Band, except he predicts that again. He goes into his Scarf Porygon Z. So now I have my Scarf back. He's got a Choice Band, which is pretty damn useless. However, I am locked into Trick, so I do have to switch. And I want to go into Tyranitar, figuring he'll go for Shadow Ball, but then he's been predicting pretty well this game. So I go into Swampert just to see what he does, and he goes for Ice Beam. Doesn't do that much, maybe 100 damage, I don't know. But everything's basically wearing him down. So he's already locked into Ice Beam. This one does probably max damage, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go for Earthquake, and with the Toxic and the Sandstorm, it's going to take out the Porygon Z. So Swampert's pretty much MVP in this round so far. And I figure he's not going to Rapid Spin. He's going to go for Surf, hoping to hit my Rotom. So I'm going to stay in. And even if he did decide to Rapid Spin, half of his team is already toxic. I mean, his whole team is pretty much toxic. So I'm not really worried about that. Sandstorm almost takes it out. And I thought here, I was like, okay, he might Rapid Spin. But on the off chance he doesn't, I don't want Rotom to get hit. So I'm going to just stay in. And he's going to die this turn from Stealth Rocks and Toxic Spikes. So he's going to send back in Mamoswine. And I figured he would do that. So I went into Chef, which basically means he has to lock himself into Ice Shard, which is exactly what I want. Because now I can go into Calm Mind Rachi and set up on his mofoking ass. Ice Shard does laughable, and I mean laughable damage. And he's taking more from Poison than I'm taking from Ice Shard. So he's going to withdraw and go into Reggie's Deal, which I figured he would do. Wasn't really that worried, though. I'm going to go for Thunderbolt because I'm predicting the switch. I have not seen his final Pokemon, so that's why I went for Thunderbolt, just in case it was like Heatran or something like that. Go for Calm Mind here because I know the only thing he can do is Thunder Wave me, which he decides to do, of course, because everything loves Thunder Waving all of my Pokemon, and I always compare it. Okay. So, Leftovers occurs. That's the problem with this battle. Leftovers and Sandstorm. So he's going to Earthquake. And just like before, it's going to do laughable damage. So I'm going to set up a Wish just in case he decides to be like Bandit or... well, yeah. Okay, just in case Earthquake does more than that. It doesn't, so now I know I'm in the clear. I could set up on this thing, but I realize he realizes that, and I go for Psychic here, but I get paralyzed. You know, kind of upsetting, but what can you do? I mean, bound to get paralyzed once or twice. So I switch because I realize he's going to have to Earthquake. And, yeah. So I don't want to lock myself into Shadow Ball, because then he's going to go back into Reggie's Steel once Mamoswine faints, and he's going to be able to Thunder Wave something, or have to go back into Jirachi. He's going to predict that, and I'm going to take some chunks from Earthquake, and of course I'm going to get paralyzed a couple times, and Jirachi's going to die. So I go into Gyarados, because now with the Toxic Spikes, he lives at the exact health that he will die next turn, and he has to stay in and waste a turn Earthquaking while I get up a free Dragon Dance, because pro. So, like I said, he's going to die from the Toxic. And now his second to last Pokemon, Reggie's Steel, is going to come out. So, I go for Taunt because the only thing he can do is Explode right there, or Thunder Wave. So if he explodes, nothing I can really do about it. If he doesn't, then I'm okay. Because, yeah, like I said, all he would be able to do is Seismic Toss, Explode, or Thunder Wave. So he explodes, no biggie for me. He goes into his last guy, and I go into Chef. And here, I could have gone for Overheat, but there's a moveset that I'll put in the description that if he had, he would have won if he got off the Swords Dance, and I missed the Overheat. So I wanted to ensure that I won. Hence the reason I went for Trick. So I go into God, because God is going to finish this battle, like it or not. And yeah, going to get the Earthquake off. Because I realized if he tricked anything that could hurt Rotom can't hurt God. So that ends up working out perfectly. I win 2-0. Good game. Hlaalu.